While death is considered to be the final stop, for some actors, it unwittingly became what shot them to an even greater level of fame. Today, we're taking a look at the legacies of some of Hollywood's lates but greats, in a phenomenon that is, while fascinating, totally tragic. Here are some actors that became even more famous after their death. First up, let's touch on the undeniably lovable Paul Walker. While Walker had already been made well known thanks to his leading role as Brian O'Connor in the Fast and the Furious franchise, it wasn't until Walker's untimely death in November 2013 that cemented his place, albeit tragically, in Hollywood history. In 2018, a documentary entitled I Am Paul Walker was released. Paul was in the middle of filming Furious 7 when he got into the fatal car accident. While originally the film had been put on hold, it was later released posthumously in 2015 and became a worldwide box office phenomenon, bringing in $1.5 billion at the box office. This was undoubtedly due to his fans flocking to see his final performance. That and the emotional tribute to Walker that was inserted at the end of Furious 7. Paul had one surviving child, Meadow Walker, who ensures his legacy is attended to. In 2015, Meadow filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Porsche in response to her father's deadly crash. While Meadow did not ultimately win the suit, Porsche did agree to settle out of court. Next up is a name so big, so unforgettable, one wouldn't realize that his career had hardly begun by the time he passed away. The one and only James Dean. Dean also died during a tragic car accident in 1955 at the young age of 24. Despite having only lived a quarter lifetime, Dean's work in films like East of Eden and Rebel Without a Cause has kept his memory alive and well into the 21st century. While Dean's work only appeared in 3 films, he was and is to this day considered to be a master of the method acting technique, inspiring actors from every generation since his passing.
Why are you telling me all this?
I want to. I was that way for months. I just hated everybody, and I thought nobody in the world loved me.
His work was so well received that he became the first actor to receive a posthumous Academy Award nomination. Dean's untimely death only served to further bolster the intrigue around his few performances. Another young actor who was taken far too soon, while just barely on the precipice of his career, but experienced a surge in popularity following his death, was River Phoenix. River's heartbreaking death in 1993 shocked Hollywood, his fans, and ultimately the world. But his fame and notoriety as an actor have continued to grow over the past 3 decades. Phoenix was a talented actor on the rise. His performances in films like Stand By Me, Running on Empty, and My Own Private Idaho were well received, particularly his performance in the latter film, where Phoenix starred as a gay street hustler. While River had a natural and raw talent on screen, some say it lives on in the performances given by his younger brother, Joaquin. Joaquin is one of Hollywood's most revered actors. He cemented himself as such during his Academy Award performance as the Joker. Speaking of the Joker, Joaquin took over the role from one of Hollywood's most missed young actors, Heath Ledger. The Australian actor passed away in 2008. His final role as the Joker in The Dark Knight is how most remember him. It was a tour de force performance, garnering Ledger a posthumous award for Best Supporting Actor. Whereas Joaquin won the award for Best Actor for the same role, their critically acclaimed performances tie the two men together in an eerie but poetic way. A recurring theme amongst the actors we have lost too soon is the poignancy lent to their performances after death. The beloved Robin Williams, who died in 2014, was perhaps most well known for his role as English teacher John Keating in Dead Poets Society. Keating encourages his students to seize the day and live the one life they have to the fullest. Keating's adoration of poetry and his students was what made the film moving and unforgettable. He helped his students to pursue their dreams, regardless of any doubt or obstacles. Williams' remarkable performance as Keating perhaps was undeniable, and is still regarded as one of the best performances of all time, despite the fact Williams was known for being a funny, infectious man who brought laughter and smiles wherever he went. Underneath the performance was a man battling and ultimately succumbing to his own demons. Despite the circumstances surrounding Williams' passing that left fans and family reeling, Robin Williams will continue to be one of the most highly respected and painfully missed actors of the past century. Philip Seymour Hoffman was another actor that many would say the same for. With unbeatable talent, an incredible on-screen magnetism, and the ability to fully submerge himself into every new role, Seymour Hoffman's performances were lauded as some of the best of all time. Films like Capote, where the actor became essentially unrecognizable, were a testament to Phillips' lack of ego and commitment to his craft. Phillips' final role in The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 2, brought many fans to tears in the theater. Despite the fact the filming had been underway when Philip passed, the remainder of the film had to be done through labor-intensive special effects. During the filming schedule post-Philip's death, shorter filming days were given to cast and crew to help give time and space for people who knew Philip to fully mourn his loss. The loss of Philip Seymour Hoffman is regarded as one that left a gaping hole in the film industry. The same can be said for Chadwick Boseman, who quickly rose to fame and cemented a place in the hearts of Marvel fans everywhere for his performance as T'Challa in Black Panther. Chadwick passed away in 2020 after privately fighting a battle with colon cancer. Chadwick was one of Hollywood's most beloved rising stars. His performances on screen, but especially Black Panther, helped break box office records. Chadwick's untimely passing was met by an outpouring of heartbroken messages from fans and fellow actors. His Instagram account saw a rise in millions of followers posthumously. His account has now been turned into a memorial page for him. In recent years, thanks to the rise of social media, we have seen an incredible, albeit strange trend emerge where the loss of a performer, working in tandem with fan accounts on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, almost help elevate the rise of the star's profile to keep them relevant and at the forefront of people's minds even when no longer with us. Another actor whose memory experienced a similar uptick in followers was the late Cameron Boyce. Boyce, who had been a Disney Channel star, passed away at the age of only 20. His Instagram account received a massive uptick in followers and messages. Fans and old co-workers and actors posting loving messages in his honor. While Cameron's time in the industry was incredibly brief, the reaction heard around the world is an indication of how much he will be missed. An actor who was lucky enough to grace our screens for a prolific career before his passing was none other than the late Lance Reddick. Beginning in the late 90s on the show The West Wing, Reddick had a firm foot in the door of the industry, planting himself as a mainstay to many network hits, and then streamer hits as time went on. Reddick was most known for his roles in dramas such as The Wire and the popular John Wick series. Keanu Reeves, who stars as John Wick in the series, but who also happened to be close friends with the late River Phoenix, had some kind words to say about Lance after his passing. He was a consummate professional and a joy to work with, Keanu said. We dedicate the film to him and his loving memory. So, while it is sad to think these actors only received a certain level of fame after their passing, many believe that it's a testament to not only their talent, but the impact they had on their fans, co-workers, and the industry they represented as a whole. So, these were some of the actors that became more famous after death.